Good evening, boys and girls, women and men. It's, or whatever you call yourself. This is me again, camping with CD, and as you can see, I'm on my kayak. And currently I'm going to somewhere in the middle of the river and a deeper part of the river, because today I fixed my anchoring system on my kayak. It's important to have an anchoring system on your kayak if you plan on using an anchor. Makes sense, does it? Well, if you're like me, I have this kayak. I bought an anchor, tried it out, but it wasn't really working like I expected it to work. So, yeah. I looked into solutions for my problems, and then I found this interesting video somewhere, don't know which one it was, I've watched several, about the security you need on your kayak if you are gonna attach an anchoring system. I tweeted about my anchoring system today on Twitter. Yes, I still call it Twitter. And my dear friend Ryan wanted to know how it works. So I told him, should I make a video about it? Well, that would be awesome. And since I needed my 1 hour of pedaling today anyway, because I didn't do that, I'm now on the river with my new anchoring system. Well, new, it's actually the old one, but I had to replace the line on it. I have my anchor with me. I hope I have everything I need. Not sure about that. But let's first try to find a little bit deeper space, because the water level on the Ardèche River is pretty low at the moment, especially in front of the campsite. And the more I get upstream, the deeper it gets. Before I show you, let me explain something about the anchoring system on the kayak. At the moment I'm going upstream. The stream, the current, water current, whatever, isn't very strong at the moment because the water is low. That's actually ideal, because then I can demonstrate the use of such an anchoring system a bit better. Let's say you're on your kayak. This thing is almost 4 meters long. You're sitting in the middle, you have an anchor, and you want to attach it somewhere because you don't want to drift away. Yeah, that's a problem. You can't do that in the middle. Trust me, I tried. And I immediately found out that that's a very bad idea. I think I'm deep enough now, so I'm gonna try to film a kind of demonstration. I don't think that's gonna be simple, but I will try to do so. Yeah, I'm in the middle of the river. It's about 1 meter deep, I think, from what I can see, because my sonar broke down. Can't use that. Let's put the pedal away. I'm drifting everywhere, but that doesn't matter. Let's grab the camera. This is my kayak. Yeah, that's me. But as you can see, I'm in the middle of my kayak. Let's say I want to attach an anchor. That's just a big weight with a claw and a line. Let's say I'll put it on here. That would be a very bad idea, because then it's in the middle of the kayak, and what you get is the water, the current is coming from over there. So the current comes down, comes against the kayak. Now I hardly have any current, but let's say it's a pretty hefty current. I could actually show it up there, but that's too far away. The situation that you have now is that the current is to the side of your kayak. And that means that all the force of the water is straight on the side of the kayak. that can lead to capsizing, like this, or the other way around. I think it's more like this. Then you will be drawn underwater if your kayak holds. So that's not really ideal. For that, I have this security system. As you can see, I have a line with a roller. It's a dual line, to be honest. Going from the front of the kayak. Here's my attachment point, and then it goes to the back. I fixed it on this side a little. That makes things easier. As you can see on the bottom now, I'm drifting away. There are some storms, but it's not important. So let me grab my kayak, my anchor. It's behind me. Yes, I know it's not a big kayak, and I know this is a pretty heavy piece of equipment. As you can see, it exactly looks like a kayak, like an anchor. You can fix it. If I throw this on the bottom, it will anchor itself on the rocks and the stones and whatnot, and the trees. That can happen, and yeah, you will not really drive away. One thing about this setup, what can happen is that you hook yourself somewhere on the bottom and you can't get loose. For that, there's a second security feature. As you can see, I have a zip tie on the top of my kayak. Of my anchor. Normally, when you're in the water, the anchor is hanging like this, yeah, or like this, whatever. Let's say I'm hooked to something. The only thing I have to do is pull pretty hard to break this zipper. When that happens, then this cable comes free from here. Then the whole thing rotates, and as you can see, then I'm pulling on this side of the anchor, and that means that most of the time, 99.9%, if you're stuck on something, if you now pull, then you have this chain. It's then going like that, so it's no longer attached on the bottom. Then you pull it up. That means that the clamps will normally, this is demonstration effect, but that's because I'm doing it wrong. Well, I'm not doing it wrong, but it's just because everything is attached. Then this is what your anchor looks like, and then you can pull it up, because you pull it from here, like, let me show it again, like that. Okay? So that's the whole idea about my anchor. I'm still drifting away. So let's set up my anchor. Okay, where are we? Where are we? Oh, okay. That's not correct. That's the transport security. You can't use that now. Oh, my anchor has been set up. This is my anchor rope. It's a pretty sturdy rope, but yeah, it's a light kayak. Well, 40 kilos, but anyway, it's not that much. Let's just let's put it on the other side for convenience. I have to unravel the whole setup, because this is the first time I use it. Although, again, with this kind of current, you really do not need it unless I want to fish for my kayak, which I'm not gonna do today. I'm not gonna fish at all. Yeah, maybe tonight. I don't know. Give me a moment to think about everything that's. I'll talk about the bottle in a minute. Yeah, I'm clear. So, this is the part of the anchor, the end, so to say, that I attach to my kayak, to my security line. This bottle makes sure that should this cable come loose in any way, I still can find it, because the bottle will float on the water. Anyway, did I just, yes, did I? Oh no, no. Okay. So, the whole line is now in the water. I have to rotate my kayak a little because I'm actually, does it matter? Yeah, I have to rotate my kayak. One moment. I need another angle. Let's say 180 degrees. Now I don't know what that line is going to do because it's now sort of hanging half under my kayak. Well, as you can sort of see, that's upstream of the river, so the water, the current is coming from over there. I'm gonna hook myself up on my anchor. That's very simple. 1, 2, 3. I throw it in the water. Then I will attach this side with this carabine to my connection point on the kayak. It will take a while before it gets interesting. I'm fully hooked up. Throw it in the water, the bottle. Then I will try to keep the cable a bit tight. I'm still in the middle. Yeah, I am. Something hanging in my ear. Why not? I'm now hooked up to my anchor line. Anchor line is in the middle of the kayak, the attachment. Now this is pretty bad, right? You can imagine. I made a fix over there. You can imagine if you have a strong current coming from over there that is banging on your kayak, it can pull you underwater. Trust me. I've never experienced that, but like I said, I watched some videos. This is not ideal. This is particularly unsafe. Don't do it. Furthermore, let's say I want to go fishing in that direction. Mind the line, that can be a problem. I usually don't do it that way, but let's just demonstrate what I'm gonna do. If I can. I will unhook myself over here. That means I have the freedom to move the line, right, on the roller over there. And now I'm gonna pull myself over to the front connection. As you can see, the anchor is now connected to the front of my kayak. That's your security. I have to fix myself a little so it stays this way. So that's it. I hope you can see the front of my kayak and the line going in front. That means the water that comes rushing down hits the front of my kayak. That's the, how do you call that? Aerodynamic point of my kayak, although it's water. Is that aquadynamic? I do not know. So the resistance that your kayak has to the water is minimal at best. This way you can't capsize your kayak. Now let's say I'm a fisherman. Oh, I am a fisherman and I want to rotate my kayak. I guess you already know how that works. And my mount just broke again. Let's see if it will stay up a little before it falls over totally. This is bad because I need 2 hands. I need to print some new ones. I will do that Tuesday. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna find my cable, which currently is, yeah, it totally broke. So there it is. Doesn't matter. Here's my cable. Now I'm gonna pull myself over. At least that's the idea. Where is it stuck? Oh, there. Now I'm gonna pull the connection point over to the back of the kayak. It's that simple. Yeah, it's a little bit, doesn't matter. So, I'm now connected on the back of my kayak. And that means my kayak will rotate. Will take a while. Why did the damn thing break off? Oh, I have another one, I think. As you can see, I'm already rotating. There's the stream coming from. My anchor is attached to the back. The line is going upstream. I'm already pointing somewhat downstream in the direction of those thunderstorms. So the water is actually pushing me in the other direction. Well, by now everybody gets the point. The current is now coming from sort of behind me. If there were more current, this would go a bit faster. But it's coming from behind me, and again I have the least resistance on my kayak, making my kayak secure. Will this fit in another way? Yeah, look, problem solved. So that's the whole idea about having a secure line on your kayak when you have an anchor. Now I'm done fishing, as you can see. Also I'm getting a visitor today, so I have to quit this whole idea. Now if the current is very strong, then you have to be careful what you do with picking up your anchor. You could pick it up from over here and then just draw it in. That's the safest way to do it. Do not connect it to the middle of your kayak. It is not secure. Actually, I'm doing this totally wrong. Let me correct that again. I'm going over there, picked up my cable. I will fix it a little so it doesn't slip. And now I'm gonna get my my anchor, which isn't very tight on the bottom at the moment. Because it's not very tight, I will have it over here in the middle. But does it matter? No, it doesn't. So there's my anchor. I am safe. I will lock it in. Sorry, I don't do this every day. Now my anchor is locked away. It's secure, doesn't go anywhere. Now that I've done that, I can try to drag the connection point back to me. which is here, I can disconnect my anchor, put it all away, make sure the cable is a bit tight so it doesn't slip away. That's about it. Done. That thunderstorm is actually trying to start up. But if I'm correct, the atmospheric current will drive it away from me. Anyway, dear Ryan, dear viewers, I hope this explanation was a little bit clear. My broken English won't help, but I tried sort of to show you how all this setup works. And again, my warning, if you're using an anchor on your kayak, make sure you have a sort of system like this in place. Don't die at work, don't die on your kayak. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.